docket? We got, man, Pacers, bro. 2-1.
Yes.
OKC let them slip through their fingers.
Shout out to them Pacers.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Shout out to them Pacers because they're showing that they can, talent-wise, plus the way they play great defense, they can match up with OKC.
Man, right.
Which I really, really, really like right now.
Right.
Shout out to Obi Toppin looking like college Obi Toppin.
Ooh.
Man.
College OB.
Telling you. Feels good to see players like him. Players like, you remember like a couple years ago when you had Eric Gordon sprouting out of Denver?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he had all that athleticism, but they knew what to do with it whenever he went to Denver. I love that type of stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, the Pacers, man, they're looking good. I was really surprised. I was surprised that they won that first game back in Indiana because I figured it would be kind of like a back and forth type series in general. But for them to do that, I was really looking forward to OKC still in that first game. But now they've kind of put themselves in a slight hole, slightly only because of the fact that Indiana is not only feeling themselves, but they look like they're not slowing down anytime soon. And so, in order for OKC to kind of get back into it, I think they need a little bit more out of Chet. And they need to, honestly, they just need to be able to play all 4 quarters because clearly Indiana has been so battle-tested from that Knicks series that they see every game as an excitement. It's almost like as if they was out here playing 21, but in an NBA Finals game.
Right.
And it's like, hey, last point wins.
Right.
They playing like that all 4 quarters.
No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Big pressure, man. I love it, though.
True underdog mentality.
So what?
I said true underdog mentality. What I like about the Pacers, they got a certified closer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's rare to see a young guy have the confidence and the leadership and the buy-in from the team to know, like, when it comes to the last second on the clock, we know who we want taking that shot. Win, lose, or draw, he's not looking to come down and dish and all this other type of stuff. He's coming down to close the game.
Yeah.
You know, and they hey, right? He's coming down, and that's what we're used to looking at the old school traditional greats, right? We knew who was going to close the game. You better put 4-5 on one. And Kobe's still going to chuck that thing. We already know, and I think you need that type of mentality and leadership to let everybody else kind of fall in line. I like what I'm seeing out of Indiana. It's a hunger, it's a scrappiness, and it's a patience. I'm almost seeing a big-time patience from the coaching perspective. Because no matter how much they get into a hole, they keep everything the same. They stay patient. They don't make a whole lot of dramatic changes. They don't change the whole scheme up. They stay the same. They play their game, and they just weather the storm. And they slowly come back. Chip away. Next thing you know, it's tied. Next thing you know, they up. Now, we did a take before about OKC. I like OKC, man. They have a really good team. And I think pound for pound, team versus team, OKC should win on paper. Right? But last year, they should have made it a lot farther on paper. But I'm seeing little small things of usefulness in OKC, which is the only reason why I picked Indiana to take it all reluctantly, because it's really 50-50, but it's these little things I'm seeing out of OKC that's showing me like they need a little more experience, right? And they need a little bit more out of these players who should be taking a step. I think Chet has been super consistent all year long. He's been giving you the same game. He's been giving you the same game at every level of the finals. And I think they need him to really step up into being a co-star and not just being his game.
Right.
He's giving you his game, and you can almost just write it on paper what he's going to give you before the game even starts, right? You know it.
Yeah.
But they need more out of him. They need him to dominate to take pressure off Shea. Truly dominate. When Jal dominates, they generally win, right? And I think we're getting consistency out of Jal too. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem to be quite enough scoring across the board. Now, granted, this is all relative because these are the top 2 teams out of the whole NBA. And so even though we're picking holes in them, I mean, they still beat everybody else. Mm-hmm. So they're doing a good thing. But now to take out Indiana, I think they're going to need some of these other guys to really step up. And it has to stop being this momentum swing. And I think that's what we're seeing out of OKC. That when they get angry and they get down, then they come out and they play their A game.
Guns and blazes.
Then they win. And then it's that youthful mentality of not really knowing how to stay in the moment, right? You know how they used to say in football, act like you've been here before.
Right.
Score a touchdown, don't act like it's your first time. Act like you've been here before. And so with OKC, that's what I want to say is, hey man, act like you won before. Don't get so excited every time you get a dub that you come out and you dwindle it away because you lost the momentum. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's a coaching thing. I don't know if that's just a mentality thing. But one thing I said for certain coming out of game 2, when you saw Shai's face on the bench, it's something you mentioned. We knew what he was going to come out and do the next game. We knew what type of time he was going to be on. And what they do, they won.
They did. Yep.
When we come back, slightly different energy from the supporting cast. You see what I'm saying? They need the Carusos to step up. Because I think that's really what we're talking about here. Because I'm looking at Chet. They need more out of Chet. But he's giving you a solid game. They just to beat Indiana, they need him to put up 30. You feel me? If he putting up 30 and Giles giving you 24, and then you got Shai who's going to close the game at the free throw line, like you can't do much with that. Caruso going to hit some threes. But they need a little bit more out of them supporting cast. Like I think if the supporting cast is not hitting like Wiggins, I don't understand how Wiggins gets 28 minutes, takes 8 threes, makes 5, and then the next game he gets 10 minutes, takes 0 threes. They showed that extra missing piece spark coming off the bench gave just enough momentum to carry the dub. And then you limit his minutes?
Yeah. I don't like that either.
And Isaiah Joe, your other shooter, ain't getting no type of time in this whole series? You got Kay Williams coming off the bench getting a little more time. And so that's why when you see like coaching, you know, they look at stuff like that. Like I don't understand why you change up something that was a winning formula. Like why switch it up? Make them stop it.
The lack of inexperience, because you have Rick Carlisle, who's a NBA coach, not NBA, NBA champion coach, caliber coach with the Mavs. He assembles a team in Indiana, and he also, now on top of that, he has experience.
Yeah.
Another experienced type of player that's on the team in Pascal. That's also like a what I like to call an energy fixture during any type of emotional circumstances.
Yeah.
That's Pascal Siakam. So when you have a couple of players like that and OKC doesn't have that same type of thing, it's all in the details, in my opinion, when it comes to how you can actually close games, or better yet, know how to adjust and stay consistent from game to game within a series.
Yeah.
And it just looks like the Pacers, they seem like they kind of have that right now, but the series is still technically still a little early, but this game tonight is, I truly feel like, is going to be the true factor to see who's going to really officially win this series.
Think so?
I think so, man.
Think
I think so.
down to tonight?
Yeah, I feel like if it's if the Pacers win one more time, if they win one more time in Indiana, I think that may be all she wrote. And it's not because OKC doesn't have the talent to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have the mental to come back because they don't have any experience. Like if they had they just need like one veteran, like a Steven Adams. They need something like that. Somebody that's like a mutual decision that's like, hey, you know, act like you've been here, like you were saying, that type of player. If they had someone like that, their talent could prevail a little bit stronger. But another thing that I always was also thinking about, I feel like the Pacers kind of like in their psyche. But the Pacers is also in their confident psyche. It's like, well, what do you mean? They just got through beating a team, a really good team, with the exact same color scheme.
Facts.
Sometimes it's the energy on the court.
Right. It's a confidence.
It's a confidence thing.
When to take the shot, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, if you get down, you're not really thinking it's over because in your mind, you're like, this is a winnable game.
Yes.
You know, sometimes a team go back in halftime and they come back out inspired because somebody reinstilled the belief that I know we down, but we can win this thing.
Bingo.
And that's sometimes all you need. Once shots ain't falling and once you can't quite slow down the team momentum, you down by 20. You just need somebody to instill belief. We can still win this thing, man. It ain't over.
Yes.
Pick your head up. We got 2 whole quarters, but they can do that to us. We can do that to them.
Bingo.
You feel me? And those are the little intangible things about the experience you talk about that I think is going to take Indiana over the top. But I think OKC, honestly, if I had to put something on it, I think it's either Indiana by 1, a similar closeout like Halliburton closes this close game, and OKC should take it, but Halliburton hit a pink, or Siakam close. I think it's either going to be a really close Indiana win, or OKC is going to win by like 5 to 10 points.
It's going to be one, yeah.
I think OKC's going to come out mad and aggressive because for whatever reason, they have to lose in order to come out and actually play the game. I don't really like that, but that's just what it is.
Uh-huh.
They're going to come out mad and aggressive and put their foot on their neck, right? Maybe Indiana shows a little inexperience and starts celebrating a little too soon. We up 2-1. We at home, baby. We finna skate walk into this thing. You know, maybe that's the energy because they still a young team. So, I mean, I would give it to OKC to take this one. I think it goes 2-2 back to OKC. Or if Indiana does win, it's going to be a real close win. I think they're going to win it by like a point or two. I don't think it's going to be no blowout.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a couple of things. Well, really, one main thing. I want to see the leadership of Pascal Siakam in this game.
Right.
This game tonight, I want to see if he establishes his experience dominance.
Right.
Say, hey, let's keep our foot on their neck.
Right.
Because they are a very good basketball team.
Right.
And we need to make sure that we win this game so we can have a little wiggle room before we go back to Oklahoma City.
Right.
And that's honestly how I see it, man.
You know what's wild, though? What's wild to me is when OKC bring their A game, they show you why they're the top seed.
Yeah.
Like what they did to Minnesota.
Oh, man.
When they got mad.
Dog.
Ooh. You talking about lockdown. What they did to Minnesota when they got mad and convicted. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take that.
No. It shouldn't take a good bubble because what's going to happen is I can see this too.
It shouldn't take
Pacers
that.
win tonight.
Yeah.
They go back to OKC.
OKC.
They blow out the Pacers.
Right.
Blow them out.
Blow them off the court.
But it's going to be one game too late.
One game too late.
Because I don't think the Pacers.
That's a good take.
I don't think Coach Rick Carlisle, he ain't going to allow for them to lose like that. Like, again, get another blowout twice in a row. That's going to be tough. Now, if they can do this right here, they lose this game. Like, Pacers win this game, they blow them out the next game, right? They blow them out the next game, and then all of a sudden the Pacers barely lose that sixth game. Then you know what's gonna happen if they barely lose that sixth game?
What?
OKC gonna win.
Yeah.
They gonna win because they done figured out. Oh, okay, we really are the better team.
Right.
They was in our psyche, but we woke up just in perfect time and just in the nick of time.
Right. I think it's gonna come down to tonight, and I think OKC knows that. I think OKC knows this is a must-win.
They do.
They know it's a must-win. But I tell you what, if Neesmith and Nimmer have a game, all she wrote, Coach.
Yeah.
Because you still got McConnell and Mathurin and Toppin. That's almost like a second starting five.
No.
You see, they coming off like starters. They're not really playing like bench players. McConnell, Mathurin putting up 27 points, Toppin all over the court, hit a three on you, put back, rebound, defend. McConnell, scrappy, little pest. Yeah, man. If Nimmer and Neesmith have a game,
man,
I don't know, man. They need Caruso to step up. I don't know if Caruso is hurt or what, but a lot of times that's what happens. You have these guys pushing through lingering, nagging pains and injuries, which is why they might stop being aggressive. And you're like, dang, where's Caruso? You know what I'm saying? What happened to Dort? How come he ain't making that corner three? It's like he was. You know, what happened to this guy? What happened to that guy? We'll see. Man, there's a lot going on out there in Cleveland, bro.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
I think, man, what you think?
Well, first things first, QB competitions is they're trying to make it as fair as possible when it comes to who they already kind of like slightly invested in. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel. They really love Shedeur. But I really feel like it's one of those things. We love Shedeur, but we're trying to nurture Shedeur behind closed doors because we don't want y'all to speed up the process. We know what he can do. We know his work ethic. We know his skill set, but at the same time, we're trying to be patient. Now, I was looking at something when it comes to overall team activities, and I'm looking at Dylan Gabriel. He had 83 attempts. Kenny Pickett, he had what? I think he had 63 attempts himself. Joe Flacco had 35 attempts. I think he was like 18 for 35, 2 touchdowns. And then Shedeur, he's sitting there and he had, I think he was like 41 for 53, 9 touchdowns, and an interception. Now, what they don't want to say is Dylan Gabriel had a few interceptions in practice, but that's part of practice. It's not a perfect game. You're gonna throw picks, you're gonna make mistakes. So
Right.
let me throw that out there. But when I'm looking at the efficiency of all the quarterbacks that's been playing in practice right now, the most efficient is Shedeur.
Yeah.
And to his point, there is something that's really don't matter. Like, no one cares how many attempts that you've had whenever you come into a game. They want to see if you come into a game, are you ready to play?
Right.
And the way I see it right now, Shedeur is one of those type where he's ready to play. He'll be ready to play whenever his name is called.
Right.
And so with that being said, when I'm thinking about what Cleveland, at worst, Shedeur will go into the season as a second string quarterback behind Joe Flacco, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. I feel like his efficiency is something that they can't ignore. I feel like he's getting better, clearly at least from the film that I've seen online. He clearly looks like he's getting better from practice to practice. And the other quarterbacks, they seem like they're showing you who they are from practice to practice.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just don't want it to be in Cleveland where end up being a split locker room decision when it comes to their emotions, and then they end up still being a bad franchise.
Yeah.
You know, that's just one of those things, especially when I think about boys like Myles Garrett, who has done so much for the program, has put his heart and soul out there for that defense. Not only a team leader, but a defensive leader. I think he needs somebody that's going to come in there and be a little bit more assertive at the quarterback position, at the offensive scheme position, where they can kind of like be phenomenal. Because any two ways they can get to scoring, Cleveland going to be dangerous in the AFC North. They'll be just like Cincinnati. They'll be just like Baltimore when it comes to like, hey, if we can get some points on the board, that's very dangerous. Hey, for real.
Whoever doesn't think Cleveland is dangerous, man, hasn't been watching football. Like, and I don't blame them because Cleveland's not a big market. So if you didn't have stake in the fire, why sit there and pay a lot of attention? But they barely lost those games last year. Oh, and they had a tough schedule,
man,
and they had backup QBs the whole year.
Bingo.
Flacco,
exactly,
and Winston.
Man,
Deshaun Watson got hurt, and he wasn't a shell of him. He was a shell of himself when he was playing.
Yep.
And they barely won them games. They barely lost those games.
Yep.
Bro, do they understand how talented Cleveland really is? It's going to be one of those teams that everybody's going to be drawn to the floor if they actually get somebody, whoever they put in there, to deliver that rock. People will be like, oh, wow, Cleveland came out of nowhere. No, they didn't.
I seen this report how they're looking to find some more receivers. And I think I know why. They know they got a quarterback that can get them the ball. They're looking for a speedster. I wonder why. They know Shedeur is going to end up being the one. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Shedeur hasn't took first-team reps. He probably hasn't took first-team reps when the media was there.
Speak on it.
Well, I bet you behind closed doors that brother's already took first-team reps.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm not super confident that he's going to start. I think we spent a lot of time talking a whole lot of draft noise, and we see what happened in the draft. So I think they know what's going to happen, and we're all going to spend a lot of time talking about it. I think they're not going to probably allow him to lead that team into the beginning of the season. It's going to be less about talent. I think it's more about just politics. I think they got Flacco for a reason, the fan base. I think they got Pickett for a reason, and they drafted Dylan Gabriel for a damn reason. If you got Pickett and Flacco, why draft Gabriel if you know you're going to come back and draft Shedeur? Right? And so they got him, and a part of me just feels like it's going to be some game plan. And the thing is, best QB get out there and win. And I think I like what Flacco did with Cleveland, and I like when they give youngsters opportunity to develop.
Yeah.
I think if Gabriel and Shedeur get an opportunity to actually develop, that's a good thing. The media is not going to like it. It's going to be a complete tornado storm, right? Which, to your point about them wanting to develop Shedeur, probably that. But something else popped in my head. What if they've seen enough to the point of they've seen enough of Shedeur to know We know you showed us that you are who you are.
Yep.
Now let's give these other guys the opportunity to show us which one of them is not going to get traded.
And you know what? Based on that calculation,
Sure.
if we want to talk about numbers based off of what you just said right there, dog.
Yeah.
Well, you know who else has the least attempts in passes in practice?
Who?
Joe Flacco.
Okay.
And he's supposed to be the starter.
Okay. Okay.
So he was 18 for 35. That's 35 attempts.
Okay. So it might be coming down to who's going to get traded.
Yep.
Show me something. Watch, we should keep you.
And I was like, Dylan Gabriel having 83 attempts is either two things. Either one, they're trying to see if he is who he is.
Right.
B, actually 3 attempts. Or 3. They're trying to see if he's tradable. Actually, I think that's really what it is. They may be possibly trying to see if they could probably trade him or really see if he is who he is. Because if he is who he is, when it comes to what they thought of him coming out of college, he'll be backing up Joe Flacco.
Right.
So we got to give you 83 attempts to figure that out.
Facts.
But if not, they're really trying to see if it's really worth keeping him on the squad.
Facts.
Now, here's the thing. They're like, well, they ain't had no pass rush. Well, guess what? Y'all going to fall in love with Shador even more whenever they put them pads on.
Come on.
Because if anybody's going to sacrifice themselves to make other players look good, it's Shador. And I'll tell you another thing. Those four string wide receivers, tight ends that are playing with Shador, he going to get them signed to contracts.
Oh, bro. He going to get them paid.
You got you a franchise quarterback.
We ain't talking about Joku. What about Joku?
Yeah.
What about Joku?
Yeah.
What about 6'5" Tillman?
I'm telling you.
What about Jared Judy?
Yep.
What about Elijah Moore?
Man.
They got receivers, bro.
They do.
And they got tight ends.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm saying. And so the thing is, that's what I'm saying. And so it's going to be even more tough when it comes to them trying to figure out who they truly want to keep because of the fact that Shador making everybody look good.
Right.
Throwing dimes to the back power line to tight ends that we don't even know who they are, but they're looking like they are true NFL tight ends, true NFL wide receivers that are still just trying to make the squad.
To that point, everybody in the NFL talented.
Man.
Everybody's talented.
They are.
Talk to me about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, A-Rod?
A-Rod. He over at Pittsburgh, man. Finally made that move.
Well, sure, I've been saying, hey, as long as A-Rod stays upright, he's going to be a bad man.
He's going to be a bad man.
He's going to be a bad man if he stay upright. But that's if he can stay upright. I don't know the offensive line situation of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm also looking at, I don't know, also, do they pick up a running back in the draft? Because Najee ain't there.
Najee ain't there, but they're banking on Warren.
Okay.
Which I mean, you know they got depth, so they probably got 3 deep. They got some guys they probably believe in, but Najee not there, no.
Yeah, because that's my thing. I was like, they got to give A-Rod a good run game just to keep a balanced offense so that way he can be a bad man. That's just, you know.
Man, I don't.
But, you know, I got to see how it develops. Now, here's the thing. One thing Pittsburgh going to give you. They're going to give you plenty of times to be able to score a touchdown because their defense is always going to come with it.
Always.
The majority of the time they're going to come with it, so they're going to be able to create turnovers or they're going to be able to create 3 and outs to be able to give that offense more chances. A quarterback like A-Rod, you give him plenty of chances. I can see Pittsburgh being at least I can see them being about 10-6.
You think so?
10-6, something like that. I can see them winning 10 or 11 games.
I don't see it, brother.
I don't see it. But I feel like this is what's going to happen.
I don't see it.
I feel like they're going to have a pretty decent season until teams realize, hey, we got to be able to bring a little rush, a little blitz on A-Rod. That's it. Get him off his pivot. And now be all she wrote.
I feel you. I'm super hopeful for them.
I am too.
I lost hope. I lost hope when they traded Pickens.
Ooh.
I honestly think, this is my intuition, and I don't hope this happens, but I think we start seeing, I don't know who that young quarterback is they got, Will Howard. I think we see Will Howard halfway through the season. And I think unfortunately they're going to bring the pressure on A-Rod. They are. If you're the opposing team that's just smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a better Aaron Rodgers. I think coming off an Achilles, you need a whole season just to rebound. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You out there, your leg is stiff. You probably got to warm up for 3 hours just to get on the field. And now you're out there trying to do all your old stuff, but you just slightly slowing a little bit. It's going to be a little off. And I think what we saw from him towards the end of the season with the Jets, we're going to see a step above that to the beginning of the season with the Steelers. I think he's going to come out and perform very well. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay healthy the whole season. I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Will Howard. He'll come in for maybe 4 or 5 games. Maybe A-Rod come right before the Wildcat game going into the playoffs. Maybe they do something with that. Maybe they surprise us with the receivers they got. But I followed the Steelers last year. I was disappointed when they let go of Pickens. I like DK coming in, but I'm like, I like A-Rod with DK and Pickens. Right. Because now you got 2 guys who cannot be covered. So now you're giving him bailouts. So if he's got to run in 3 seconds because he can't pick his knees up to scoot away from nobody, now he can at least hound, right? But then you take away a weapon because whatever reason. And Steelers are a little too nonchalant for me for being like a decent team.
Yeah.
They're so okay with being decent.
I know.
They're like, whatever. We get a quarterback, whatever. We'll get one in the draft, whatever. Yeah, we'll let Pickens go. We'll be all right, whatever. It's like, damn. We're in a Super Bowl or bust league right now. It's no longer like noble to just have a winning season, get knocked out first round playoffs.
Just be average.
That's not noble. But they're so nonchalant, like, And it's like, bruh, I'm not mad at you getting rid of Pickens because him and DK might have clashed as far as how much volume touches they're going to get. But damn, trade him for something. Mm-hmm. Get something. Give your quarterback something else. Right? You got Calvin Austin III. Yeah, he was good, right, as a secondary. But who's on the other side taking pressure off of DK? Because if DK's doubled the whole damn time, you're back in the same position you were with Pickens.
Bingo.
You had one guy. Now you got one guy and a tight end. Then you get rid of the running back that y'all didn't give the ball to. Warren's a good back, but I just don't see anything that is dangerously threatening for me. You give Pickens away to the Cowboys to put them in the position that you would have been in with DK and Pickens.
Yep, because CD and Pickens.
So now you got CD and Pickens finna eat all over everybody.
They should.
And the Cowboys have depth.
They do.
They have the same depth that the Steelers had. Right? They had Lamb, they had Tolbert, they had Turpin, they had I forget his name, the shorter guy that's really good that was with the Texans. Anyway.
Yeah.
But so I don't know, man. I like Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad he got another year. I think we saw him do great things with Green Bay when all he had was Devontae. So I mean, we'll see. He's the type of guy with that ball placement. He make guys better. So maybe I think that's why I think he's gonna have good success early on. I just think once you get kind of midway through the season, he get banged up one too many times, sat on one too many times, twisted around to the ground one too many times, pushed in the ribs one too many times. I think he might get banged up. Then we're going to see a heavy dose of Will Howard, 4, 5, 6 games. He's going to be more of a mentor role. And maybe he comes in towards the back end of the season. Lamb takes him through the playoffs. Maybe he sails off in the sunset. His last year, Noble made it to the playoffs. Maybe get one win in the playoffs or something. And, cash your call that is. Here's the baton of Will Howard. I don't know.
Maybe so. I'll tell you this. Pittsburgh's like, that division they're in is so tough with Cleveland's good defense. Baltimore's good defense, Cincinnati's good defense, and what I'm looking at is all 3 of those teams, they got headhunters.
Yeah.
And so he's walking into kind of a Russian roulette style division. So it's gonna be a little tough, but like I said, if they keep him upright, good luck. But you got to keep him upright. So that means you're gonna have to get the ball out of his hands quick. You're gonna have to be able to run the football.
Yeah, man.
That's gonna be a big thing. I'm not worried about them being able to give him second and third chances because they have such a great defense.
What about
but you're gonna have to be able to keep him upright for sure.
How you feel about the Giants? I wish I wish there was a little bit more coverage on some of these other guys in the draft. We don't hear much about Cam Ward.
Hey,
We don't hear much about Ashton Genty. We don't hear much about the guy at the Panthers. The Panthers are building something. I'd like to hear a little bit more about some of these other teams who got something special going. Then it's just the same news every time.
I was about to say, I will say this though, we haven't heard much about Cam Ward, but I did see that the other day he went 20 for 21 in team drills. He must be gunslinging somewhere.
Come on now.
Hey, shout out to him because they need some good energy out there in Tennessee.
Shout out to Cam Ward.
Yeah. I like. I heard that he's processing the playbook really well, but at the same time being able to process the playbook, but still have his natural personality out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I heard that their coaches are very impressed the way he's doing things. So, I mean, I can't wait to see. But that's what I like about right now. It's so early. I can't wait to see
training camp,
other teams scrimmaging against each other and hearing how players are really playing. Because right now, another thing that's making a lot of these players look good, they're starting to slowly get used to playing against one another.
Yeah.
Practicing against one another. And we know how that is. Every athlete knows whenever you practice against when you practice against your teammates, you know their tendencies.
Right.
You know their weaknesses, you know their vulnerabilities.
Yep.
You go against another team, now we can really see what you got. So it's going to be interesting, but one step at a time. First step is first. Let's see everybody in pads. Let's see how everybody really moves. You know what I'm saying? Let's really see a true pass rush, true audibles on defense and offense. That's what I'm ready to see to really evaluate these players.
Hell yeah. I agree. Big dog, man. It's been a good week.
That it has.
How you living?
Good week, busy week.
Yes, sir.
A lot of activities.
Big time.
For sure.
Hey, the Pacers pulled it out.
Yeah, they did.
They pulled it out, man. Halliburton came on through with that calf injury, man. What you think? What you think Game 7 gonna look like?
Well, I'll tell you this. So I started thinking about how I thought he actually was going to be hurt coming into Game 6. I didn't even know if he was going to play.
I did too.
And so I feel like, one, he gave like a true inspiration to the team.
Big time.
For starters.
Big time.
And so I guess it's going to be one of those things. Somebody got to win twice. Somebody got to be able to win twice in a row. Right now, I don't know what I'm seeing because of the fact that looking at Game 6, it looked like after the first quarter, it looked like OKC just was uninspired in a sense. A lot of turnovers started happening, and it seemed like they never could recover. Aggressively, they seemed like they wasn't playing too aggressive defense, let alone on offense with a sense of urgency. I don't know. It could be a psychological thing just because of how great of a series it's been, how competitive the Pacers have been this whole time, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But sometimes I do kind of worry about that because, you know, even though it's been a back-to-back series for the most part, I'm just looking at, hey, man, that Game 6 is so important because when you think you only have one game to win a championship, can you do it? Well, now the Pacers would seem, in my opinion, have the most confidence going into this.
Yep.
Just because of them winning Game 6.
For real.
You know, just knowing, okay, Halliburton is healthy. You know what I mean? That's our road dog, and we're gonna grind with him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If I was to still say who's gonna win this, I tell you this, man.
It's tough.
I want to say OKC is gonna turn it on in the last minute. I want to say that, but I feel like Pacers gonna pull this out. That's how I feel. I feel like they had the momentum going into it. A little bit of more confidence, just because of the fact that, you know, it's been a back-to-back series. But when you win that last game, if you think about that resume of what have you done for me lately, in their psyche, that's what they're thinking. We won. That's what we know. And now we're one game away from winning the whole thing.
Right.
I think they're capable of doing it. I feel like they're capable of doing it. And I feel like it's gonna be close, but I feel like they'll be able to pull it out.
Man,
what you think?
You know, it's a tough one, man. I've been riding slightly with the Pacers all series, only because OKC's Their Achilles heel seems to be momentum. They seem to ride the highs.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the only thing that worried me about them. The number one team coming into it. But I'm looking like, man, they let off the gas a little bit too much for me once they come off a victory. And I saw that with Minnesota. And when I saw that with Minnesota, I'm like, you can't have that, man.
Yeah.
You can't let a team stomp you by 40 points and then come out and you beat them by 30. It's like, what is that? What is that? Like, what is that? Like, where's the... I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I don't like that component about it. And so that's the only thing that makes me nervous about them. Now, at the same point, they're lucky it's game 7. They're lucky it's been swing the axe, swing the axe, swing the axe, and they take turns swinging the axe, and it happens to be now their turn. And so that's the only thing about that concerns me about going into game 7. Is that OKC?
Yes, at OKC.
At OKC, it's their turn to swing the axe, and we all seen what they do when it's their turn to swing the axe. They're a totally different team at home. They're a totally different team when it's their turn to swing the axe. You get a totally different check. You get a totally different aggression from the rest of the star players. You get Lou Dort, who will drop 15 on you quicker than quick. If he mess around, let him catch a rhythm. You see what I'm saying? You got Case and Wallace that'll play some good inspired defense. You got Hartenstein, who likes to play aggressive. I mean, you got the bench players. Andrew Wiggins, don't let him get hot. Don't let Isaiah Joe get hot. Don't let Caruso get to playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only challenge with them is the consistency. That's it. And I've seen the momentum swing, and it's their turn to swing the bat. So a part of me feels like we're going to see a whole different OKC. I think it's going to be a close game. I think you got inspired Pacers coming in with OKC's turn. And so I look forward to game 7. The only reason why I would probably ride with the Pacers is just because I played with them earlier in the series. So I'm going to ride with them. I don't, for whatever reason, I can't visually see OKC winning the championship. Doesn't mean they won't. But for whatever reason, just all of the turn of events that's happened all series long and all year long, right?
Yeah.
The underdog story, fighting from behind, scrapping and clawing. Everybody likes that underdog story. And I always like riding with the underdog. I do. But, I mean, hey, OKC is number one team for a reason. And it's their turn to swing that bat. So, shoot, man, if they pull it out, no surprise there. I'm proud of them. I'm happy for them. I'm glad they went in and got the thing done. I think they should. They should. I think they should. But it's something about being an underdog and being inspired. You have nothing to lose. Nothing. So it almost removes that pressure. It's almost like home field advantage all the time because you're like, you counted us out anyway.
Hey, and you know who's a sneaky pest?
Ooh,
McCollum.
Oh, man, come on.
Hey, a sneaky pest. Bro, hey, when you have one of those where he just don't care, I expect for him to have a decent 15, 20 point game.
Man, listen,
Going into this game 7.
Listen.
And the thing is, it's just always that one mysterious player that stands out. It always does just the little things to get a team over the hump. I think he's one of those players.
Man, if you mention him, we gotta mention Obi Toppin too.
Oh man,
golly!
Hey, shout out to him being kind of a free spirit at the 3-point.
Oh wow!
Oh, okay, he'll go ahead and shoot him.
He letting that thing fly, man, and he hitting them.
Yeah, you do.
And he hitting them.
You do.
And that's the thing. You got, and then Mathurin will have a game. Mathurin will come off the bench and have a game. And Shepard plays good defense, and he'll hit a 3 earlier. Yeah, leave him open. So I mean, both teams, dog. Both teams have a solid bench, and that's why they're in the finals. Yep, it's exciting. I'm glad they forced the game 7 for the fans and for the culture of the game, so that we can sit back and watch a good game. I just hope it's not a stinking blowout like it's been, like this back and forth games. Man, one team, well, they want to play the other team, kind of lays an egg and lays down. But no team really wants to close out off of their home court, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
You can expect for
like who wants to close out off their home court?
Yeah.
Like OKC don't want to close out. No. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what makes me kind of wonder about like the lack of focus, lack of sense of urgency.
Right.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, what I can at least look at was Pacers won game 6.
Yep.
The psyche going into, finish him.
Right.
Seems like it should come in with plenty of confidence.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I also don't like how much passing Shea was doing towards the back stretch. Dribbling in, got the clear float, and trying to dish it down low.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like when sometimes the big money bag players and star players try too soon or too much to get other guys in rhythm. It's the reason why they're paying you 3 times their salary. for this moment. Regular season, okay, right? For this moment, you're making 3 times him.
Yeah.
For a reason. Okay? You have to, man, if you go out, I need you to go out with 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Shay, if y'all gonna go out, bro, you gotta at least go out with 40, dog. I gotta see you putting up at least 40.
40 with 52 shots.
Right, and y'all take the L. Right? I can take that. But you going out and you got, you know, your lowest scoring total, but you know, to the point of not wanting to close out on your home court, not wanting to close out off your home court is you probably come out like, man, y'all, they better beat us. You know what I mean? You kind of come out with that mentality, like y'all better beat us, because they just kind of come out like, we gonna play, and if y'all don't want it, we'll take it. Yep. Y'all better beat us. And then you mess around, have a team like Indiana who got moxie. You know, everything about Indiana, Reggie Miller, Metta World Peace, everything about Indiana is toughness.
Yeah,
it's toughness. And so I wouldn't want to see them in a game 7. That's why I'm looking at OKC like, I wish y'all didn't play around.
Yeah,
because I don't want to see Indiana in game 7 all the marbles, and they got a certified clutch player. Your point about TJ McConnell, man. Let's talk about him for a minute. Give him some respect. Nobody likes that pest. What, 6'1" pest?
Yeah.
Quick and shifty. You trying to get the rebound before you can turn around and even look up. Pop! You pumping it out your hand.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You over here trying to set it up. You over here trying to back up your man. Pop! Keep popping it out your hand. It's like that little guy who has relentless energy. Man, anybody that's been on the court, he almost make you want to fight him. You know what I mean? Like, and it ain't nothing he doing. He's just playing so hard and aggressive. It's just like a bug that's flying around here. You know what I mean? Those are guys that next thing you know, somebody getting mad and puffed up, ready to fight. You're like, dude, just playing basketball.
Now he got you in foul trouble.
But he got you in foul trouble because you're irritated, you're annoyed because you can't move. Yep. He all in your grill, all in your mix. For real. Shout out TJ McConnell, man. Keep doing your thing. What we got next? We got Desmond Bane went to Orlando. How you like that move? He out there with Banchero.
Yeah, that'll make them a little better. I'll make them a little better, but they still gonna have a uphill battle in the East because it's just so deep with teams.
Yeah.
But good for him. He's gonna be a key component for their squad. Shoot threes real well.
Yep.
Defense is pretty good. He'll make them overall a better team. That's a good pickup for them.
Man.
They're just a young team, in my opinion, that's just still kind of growing.
Man.
You know, being able to keep players that's been in the system.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of key for a team like Orlando.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Shout out to Desmond Bane going there. Kudos to him. He'll make the most of it for sure.
I think so for sure, man. I think that's a big move. Yeah. Shout out to Orlando for even the trigger on that. You got Paolo Banchero who took a step.
Took a big step.
I mean, you got freaking Franz Wagner out there doing his thing. You got the Wagner brothers. You got the other Wagner out there doing his thing. You got old buddy from Chicago playing big center. He played good defense. I forget where he's from. International guy. He's holding down the center. You got Jonathan Isaac out there. You got at the point. Is it Cole Anthony? Who's at the point? I forget.
Yeah, Cole Anthony.
Man, they got a squad, bro. They got a squad. And Desmond Bane now in the corner. And Desmond Bane will put 30 on your back. He'll put 30 on you quick. So shout out Orlando, man. I think they have a good year. Honestly and truly. Your boy Aaron Rodgers out there. They say he's looking nice, man.
Yeah.
What you think this season's gonna do?
Sure. AR has the ability to be just as good as any quarterback in the NFL right now.
Come on.
A healthy Aaron Rodgers?
Healthy. That's
healthy Aaron Rodgers still top 5.
Ding, 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 ding.
Easy top 5.
Ding, 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 ding.
It just takes an offensive line that's going to give him a chance to get the ball off and a system that's designed for him to get the ball off just because of how fast teams are really moving now. There's so much speed on the defensive side of the football now.
Good time.
You got to be able to protect the quarterback.
Good time.
If that offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers holds up and they have a solid running game, shoot, they can leave the AFC North. Yeah, they can leave number 1 in the AFC North because they have a great defense.
Come on.
All I'm thinking about is, okay, on paper, check this out. We know they're going to give you an 8-8 season. We know this.
At minimum.
So what happens if we can at least protect Aaron Rodgers and let him be Aaron Rodgers? With the skill sets that we have, he has more than enough. I mean, obviously you would want to keep in my opinion. You would probably want to keep George Pickens with Big Boy. You know what I'm saying? With DK.
I wanted to see that, man.
I think
see that.
everybody wanted to see that.
Especially for a bag of chips.
Man, that's all they got back. So I'm looking at, man, you would have loved to have seen that, to him to have literally a Megatron on both sides of the field. However, I am cool with the fact that they still have DK, and I know that they're going to have great tight ends. I know they're going to have a system that's going to be designed where everything's going to be all right. Because Aaron Rodgers, he can make you a superstar. So it really don't matter. The main thing is do you want to be one?
You hit the nail on the head.
Whenever he throws the football, do you want to be one? Because he'll make you a superstar.
You hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. That's the thing. We know A-Rod can do it with less.
Yes.
He can turn a Van Jefferson into something. He can turn I think it's Calvin Austin the third or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He can turn him into something because he's gonna put that ball placement where it needs to be.
Yep.
DK, you're gonna have to test for him. You're gonna have to double him. So with Freiermuth skating across the middle, with Calvin Austin, with Van Jefferson, I forget the other guy they had out there. I think they're gonna make some noise, man. You got Warren as a good running back catching the ball out the backfield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It look nice. We'll see. I'm not gonna let that go. They look nice, man. Old A-Rod. It's something to be said for coming off injury for the second year.
Say that again?
It's something to be said for coming off injury for the second year.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times people don't talk about that. They don't talk about how difficult it is to recover from that Achilles and the stiffness and the constant rehab and recovery you got to go through. So I think if he's anywhere close to form, man,
and that's why I feel like
a solid season for them, brother.
That's why I feel like right now this is a perfect season for him, perfect timing, because the first year, getting back into the swing of things, okay, you have a little injury, you get healed towards the end of the season, but you got to shut it down, right? So now you don't know what the future holds, and you still focusing on getting your body right, getting focused, getting back to who you know you are, right? So then he comes into this year knowing that he has a rookie quarterback behind him who, although is a great player, is not the threat right now. See what I'm saying? He literally is the show for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
So now he has a second year up under his belt being healthy, going into year two, feeling more confident, more comfortable, and honestly and truthfully, more mobile. More mobile where he knows that he can still get around the way he needs to. Get around the way he needs to be able to deliver throws and help players be more open. Or in a sense, throw players open.
Big time.
I just want to see it all unfold. Because that defense, the defenses that are in the AFC North are arguably, as a collective, the best in NFL.
Yeah. That's true.
Right, as a collective, they arguably, as far as the most fundamentally sound defenses that could possibly be in one division, for sure the AFC North.
Yeah.
So if he can come number one out of that division, battle tested wise, he'll be ready.
Very true.
I believe at our AFC North. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. What you got? Who's that? Giannis and KD. They still talking about them. Where'd you like to see KD at?
Man, my boy KD will for sure need to go somewhere where they're not a centered focus on just one player.
Right.
He needs to be moving around. He needs a team that's going to be moving around.
Yeah.
He don't need a team that's old, but he don't need one that's too young.
Facts.
He needs one that's kind of seasoned, kind of prime, ready for success.
Facts.
Very interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing him. Believe it or not, I wouldn't mind seeing him in San Antonio. And for that matter, bring in Bobo too. You know what? Come talk to your boy, man. Bring in Bobo too.
I'm tired of disrespect on Bobo.
Hey, because what I'm looking at is he's going to help be able to spread the floor, but he's going to have length where he's going to be able to be. He's forced into being effective on the defensive side of the ball because he's length.
Right.
So I'm looking at that. young squad with with Wemby, that wouldn't be bad. It would either be there or it may not happen, but I'm gonna be honest, you need to go back to Golden State. That's just what I think. I think that's where the road should take him. Where go back where familiar territory where he already knows the system. He knows they're always going to be able to have multiple players that's going to be able to help him out on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. They're never going to stop moving. So therefore, they can play basketball like how he wants to. So it got to be one of those two. It's either you need something young and new, or you need to go back to your original stomping ground.
Bury
all that. Bury all that because you got a squad that's ready for you. They're gonna put you in the star position. They're gonna put you in position to be successful. Whenever you're not in there, they're still gonna put themselves in position to be successful.
Speak on it.
You know what I'm saying? Why not go back there?
Speak on it.
You know what I mean? Like,
speak on it.
Maturity settles differences.
Speak on it.
Maturity settles differences.
Speak on it.
And I think at this stage, he's mature enough to settle any differences that he may perhaps have had, if not any, in Golden State.
Speak on it.
So I think that'll be good for him, bro.
Speak on it.
Yeah.
I think that's a sleeper right there. I think all the noise is being averted from other places.
Yeah.
And I think I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see that headline coming through from old Shams. KD going to Golden State. I'm not closing that door. And that's a good fit for him too, especially with Jimmy at the 3. You don't have to really worry about the whole defensive bit. I think it really just uses the length for the rebounding and the occasional blocks and the contest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think, man, it's perfect, bro. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing Giannis at Golden State.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing either one of them at Golden State.
I would like to see one of those. I would like to see a team pick up both. And whoever has the cap space, clearly is San Antonio.
San Antonio got.
I would really love it.
But what you? I mean, yeah.
That's like having a David Robinson, a Tim Duncan. But like you have both of them with a Wemby.
In this era. What you gonna do with that? The only thing you can do with that is play small ball and move fast.
Yeah.
The only thing is you can explore the liability of how big they are. That's it. Because other than that, what you gonna do with that?
Nah, for real.
You don't want to see them in the playoffs. That's for damn sure.
What's interesting that's so unique about those three being grouped together, you don't have to worry about clogging the paint. They all can spread the floor if they need to.
That's it.
They all can spread the floor if they need to on offense. You ain't got to worry about that. You got enough athleticism on the team and San Antonio if you want to play fast, mid, or slow.
Right.
Like you got the necessary skill set.
Right. Big time.
Now you have upgraded the experience.
You got Caitlin Clark out there. Caitlin Clark out there getting Billy.
Oh yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, man. But I think that comes with the territory, you know what I'm saying?
When you're great and everyone knows you're great,
like what's up?
They're gonna physically test you because they want to think, well, maybe if you was playing in a physical era, that you wouldn't be who you are.
Right.
But with the kind of skill set that she has,
right,
she is the old and new era combined.
1,000%.
So she can handle her own. She don't never really bat an eye like that. She may get frustrated, but it never throws her game off. If anything, it elevates her game. It's almost like it upgrades her whenever she gets frustrated. It upgrades her game. It's almost like she can shoot faster.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, her decision making is faster.
Yeah.
Everything just moves even faster, but more efficient.
Yeah.
So she can handle all of it.
I like it, man. I like her demeanor.
Me too.
I think it's like a baby when a baby cry.
Yeah.
You know, a baby start crying. A baby does something. It depends on your initial reaction. Mm-hmm. Baby do something, bump his toe, knock over something. If you like, oh, baby, start crying.
Yeah.
If you laugh or smile, the baby start giggling.
Yep.
I think with Caitlin, it really depends on her reaction.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's taking everything on the chin like a champ, keeping it all basketball, I think that is what makes it like such a respectful, like, oh, it's just sport.
Yeah.
I think if she was doing a whole lot of moaning, groaning, and complaining about it, it'd be over magnified. But I think because she's just taking it like, hey man, it's basketball. Like she almost act like a goat, like a little baby goat. because that's how the ghosts look. Like, this come with greatness. What you expect?
Yeah.
That's what it come with. I come in with all of this noise. I come with all of this hype. I come with all of this attention. You grown women been here all this time begging for this attention, begging for this noise. And the ego won't allow you to appreciate it coming regardless.
Yeah.
Right? Not understanding that it wasn't your time to bring it. Right? If you could have brought that spotlight, you'd have brought it. But for whatever reason, wherever the world was, wherever the sport was, it wasn't your time. So now instead of embracing the fact that we got a new young star coming in who's going to shine a light on everybody, so that everybody's tuning in, everybody's paying attention. Now you got more shoe deals. Now you got more endorsement deals. Now you got more resources. Now you got more eyes. Instead of that being appreciated, it's almost like, well, who is she? She ain't even really, you know what I'm saying, been around long enough. She ain't earned it. It's like, yeah, we get it. We get it. Y'all earned it.
She has to play through time.
Come on now,
but in the present moment, she's earning it.
Come on now, the Cheryl Millers, right? The Lisa Leslies, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, we get it. We get it. We get it. But now y'all got it. And so the guy on the outside looking in, it's like, but y'all got it now. We've been watching y'all been wanting this and wanting this and wanting this for so long. Now you got the attention.
She's unlocking so much,
so
much fan potential.
Now you got it.
And to top that off, there's only one person that I know of that can shoot that fast like her.
Man, so
like she's literally in a tier of herself right now.
People shoot that fast, right?
That's what I'm saying. I was like right now in the WNBA, she's playing there. She is in a tier by herself when it comes to how fast she can get the ball off.
Man, she pulled that boy sideways.
Man,
she pulled that boy sideways. She came down, she got fouled, and she stepped
just quick.
Man, she was over here with it. You gotta almost shoot it. You gotta almost shoot it like
just with the
early. That's a tough shot.
It is.
A sideways fade?
Man. It is.
You gotta, you running down, she set her feet, boom. You gotta shoot it from the side of your body. That's tough.
Yeah. Oh. No. Oh, come on, man. It is a windy Friday. That it is.
Talk to me about Cleveland. What they doing out there?
You said what?
I said Cleveland is always hot topic.
Oh, man.
How they looking, bro?
Well, shoot.
How they looking?
Right now, they're getting ready for mandatory mini camp. So realistically, right now the players, they're all still just developing chemistry right now. I guess we won't know the true story until they put the pads on. I feel like they feel pretty good about this upcoming season.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of know within deep locker room talk who's gonna be the quarterback. You know, I feel like they feel good about that. Now they just gotta just put on the show. That's really all it is right now. Really curious to see how they gel like as the season progresses. I mean, the main topic that I really care about more so is seeing where Shedeur, how long it's gonna take for Shedeur to be able to get up in there and play. I feel like it's up for the Cleveland Browns in general to just swallow it in two different positive ways. First positive way is knowing that, hey, if you start Shedeur, you're gonna have plenty of fans that's gonna support what y'all are doing. So as an organization, that's gonna upgrade y'all as an organization, right?
Ain't his jersey already like selling out or something crazy?
Man, yes, the most sold jersey for a 5th rounder. Isn't that something?
Yeah, man.
So you have that, and then 2, let's say it don't work out. Well, that doesn't make y'all any better or any lower when it comes to how most people would say they would view Cleveland Browns as a unsuccessful organization.
Facts.
So either way, it's worth the shot, because at the end of the day, you're still getting financial revenue. In my opinion, you're getting great chemistry whenever you have him there, which honestly, it's inevitable. It's going to establish a winning culture. So if you're afraid of a winning culture, don't start Shedeur.
Come on, man. And you know what trumps everything?
That's just being truthful.
You know what trumps everything else?
Huh?
Dubs.
Yes.
Dubs.
Man.
Dubs.
when they start rolling through.
Dubs. You know, put Cleveland on the map. Dubs. So I think they got 4 QBs. If they all 4 go into the regular season, I think it's gonna come down to who putting them dubs. Like your boy James wants to say. Yep, eat your dub, baby.
We eating the dub.
Eat your dub, baby. Yes, sir. The real